Broncos Country, stand tall, because your Denver Broncos are not done yet. Forget the noise, forget the doubt, and silence the negativity. This team is still alive, still fighting, and absolutely capable of making a deep playoff run. Across the NFL, the tides are turning. Injuries are piling up for the very team standing in our way. Squads that were hyped as unstoppable playoff locks are stumbling with shaky 1-2 starts. The door is wide open, and Denver is pushing through it. The advanced numbers back it up. Analytics show that the Broncos are far better than the national media wants to admit. We'll break all of that down right here. Before listening to the latest news, subscribe to the channel, like it, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Let's move on to the new news. Here's the reality: Denver opened the season against two heavyweights, teams favored to win their divisions, teams picked to chase the AFC crown. And yet, the Broncos battled, holding their ground. The defensive metrics prove it. Whether against the run or the pass, Denver's defense is in the green, standing tall as one of the league's most balanced units. So while Bo Nix hasn't played at full MVP form just yet, the truth is clear: Denver has faced tough defenses early, including the Colts and the Chargers, who are both near the top in stopping the pass. And guess what? We won't see them again until later in the season. By then, Denver will be sharper, hungrier, and even more dangerous. Now, take a look at what lies ahead for Denver. The schedule tells a different story. Our upcoming opponents aren't juggernauts. In fact, most of them fall into that bottom tier: weak against the run, shaky against the pass. The Jets just lost a defensive star for the year. The Giants are putting their hopes on a rookie quarterback. Even Dallas, as talented as they are, has shown cracks that Denver can exploit. And then comes Monday Night Football, a chance for redemption against a Cincinnati team that struggles on both sides of the ball. That's opportunity staring the Broncos right in the face. Think about it: the two teams Denver fell to? Both undefeated. Both sitting at 6-0. And those weren't blowouts, they were heartbreakers, losses by just 1 and 3 points, decided in the final seconds by walk-off field goals. That's how close the Broncos already are. One of those teams has punted only once all season. The other is fueled by a defense led by Derwin James, a player many are calling the frontrunner for Defensive Player of the Year. These are elite squads, and Denver went toe-to-toe with them. This is where Sean Payton thrives. Early in the season, he takes the punches, studies the film, and adjusts. But as October rolls in, as November builds, and as December tightens the playoff race, Payton's teams sharpen into something dangerous. He's not about throwing a perfect first punch, he's about finding the counterpunch, the checkmate. And he's entering that zone right now. So don't lose faith. Denver has been tested, battle-hardened, and pushed to the edge by the league's best. And that means when the schedule softens, the Broncos are primed to rise. Broncos Country, let's clear the air about Pat Surtain. Some critics want to drag his name through the mud, but the numbers tell a very different story. Quarterbacks have been forced to test him, and even when they do, they're only completing 48% of passes in his direction. That's elite. Go back and watch the Chargers game. He was right there, step for step, inches away. The margin was razor thin, not a sign of weakness. Now, take a look at the bigger picture. Around the league, powerhouse teams like the Chiefs and Ravens also sit at 1-2, with home losses on their records. And yet, there's no panic in Kansas City. No panic in Baltimore. Why should Denver be any different? The Broncos are 1-2 as well, but they held fourth-quarter leads in both losses, and both games came against tough AFC opponents on the road. This isn't a collapse, it's a foundation being tested. And here's where it gets exciting: the advanced analytics are screaming that Denver is on the verge of something special. Pro Football Focus ranks edge rushers by how often they beat their blockers, and the Broncos are the only team in the entire NFL with not one, but two defenders in the top 10. Jonathan Cooper and Nik Bonitto, call them Batman and Robin, call them a nightmare tag team, these two are terrorizing quarterbacks. Together, they form a pass rush duo that no offensive line wants to face. Denver isn't just surviving, they're loading up for a run. And it starts now. Here's the beauty of Denver's pass rush: if you try to neutralize one, the other comes crashing through. And when those top two edge rushers step off the field, the Broncos don't slow down, they unleash Jonah Ellis. A second-year player who would start on most NFL defenses, Ellis already flashed as a rookie with 5 sacks. This season, even in limited snaps, he's winning 17.5% of his pass rush battles. That's insane efficiency for a rotational piece. Think about that for a second. The Broncos now have 3 defenders ranked inside the top 20 in pass rush win rate. That's not depth, that's dominance. And when the edge rushers aren't bringing the pressure, Denver's interior steps up with Zach Allen and DJ Jones collapsing the pocket. Soon, Malcolm Roach will rejoin the rotation, giving the Broncos a front 7 that's as deep as any in the AFC. Watch Ellis closely, he's already shown flashes of being a game changer. His forced fumble on special teams completely swung momentum. His bull rush against bigger linemen has shoved quarterbacks like Justin Herbert off rhythm, forcing hurried throws. Denver hasn't even fully unleashed him yet. Just imagine third-and-long situations: Cooper, Bonitto, and Ellis all lined up together in a NASCAR-style package. That's relentless pressure from every angle. And it's not just potential, it's happening. Jonathan Cooper is finally getting national recognition, Bonitto continues to look unstoppable, and Ellis is proving he belongs in the same conversation. The Broncos' pass rush isn't just a strength, it's becoming their identity. When you watch this pass rush, it feels like flashes of Von Miller, lightning off the edge, explosive get-offs, and relentless disruption. Denver has a defender tied for 6th in the entire NFL in quarterback pressures, with 2 sacks and a forced turnover created by sheer chaos in the backfield. That's the kind of presence that changes games. And here's why Broncos fans should breathe easy: the toughest part of the gauntlet may already be behind us. Denver just faced high-powered offenses led by elite quarterbacks like Justin Herbert, armed with dangerous receivers and versatile backs. Compared to that, upcoming matchups don't look nearly as intimidating. Would you rather face Herbert and the Chargers' arsenal, or a backup quarterback like Jake Browning? Would you fear Jonathan Taylor and the Colts' ground attack, or some of these struggling units Denver has ahead? Perspective matters. The Broncos lost 2 heartbreakers at the buzzer against elite competition, but those losses don't define them, they sharpen them. Remember the noise before the Chargers game? Critics said Denver wouldn't get pressure on Herbert because of how strong that offensive line was. And yet, the Broncos forced the highest pressure rate Herbert has ever faced in his career. That's dominance, that's grit, and that's proof this defense is for real. As Bo Nix continues to settle in, this offense will find its stride, not because of empty hope, but because the locker room believes it. The confidence inside this team is real, and it's contagious. The belief isn't just coming from the outside, it's built within the walls of that Broncos facility. The season is long, and the door is wide open. Denver has been tested against giants, and now comes the chance to strike back. And then comes another key advantage: Sean Payton out-coaching a rookie head coach. That matchup alone tilts the field in Denver's favor, especially with the opponent now losing one of their best defensive players. That's not a game Broncos fans need to fear. Then there's the Giants matchup. It was supposed to be Russell Wilson's return to Denver, a chance for the final chapter of revenge. But fate had other plans. The Giants benched Wilson and moved on to Jackson Dart. The reunion storyline is gone, but what remains is this: Sean Payton was right all along. Remember when fans doubted him for cutting ties with Wilson? Many asked how Denver would ever survive the dead cap hit. Others wondered if Wilson had anything left in the tank. But now the truth is on display. In Pittsburgh, he didn't last. In New York, even with plenty of talent around him, he didn't even make it 3 games. That's the reality. Payton made the hard call, and it was the right one. That's why his words about Bo Nix carry weight. Payton has already said he believes Nix can become a top 5 quarterback within 2 years. And when you look at the gauntlet Denver's rookie has already faced, elite secondaries, suffocating defenses, it's clear the toughest tests came early. The foundation is being laid for something greater. And there's another layer of optimism. The Broncos draft class, widely praised across the league, is already flashing signs of dominance. This roster isn't just competing for today, it's being built to last. We're beginning to see Sean Payton's vision take shape. Jonah Ellis has already emerged as a disruptive force. Chris Abrams' drain flashed with a key interception against Herbert. Bo Nix has shown glimpses of why he was trusted to lead this offense. Troy Franklin and Marvin Mims have brought bursts of energy and explosiveness. Payton's draft picks are starting to leave their mark. But there's still more talent waiting in the wings. Fans can't help but ask, where are Pat Bryant and R.J. Harvey? Why haven't we seen Quinton Robinson or Savion Jones unleashed yet? These were players Payton believed in, and given his track record, there's reason to think they'll eventually play an important role. Denver's roster isn't just about today, it's about building sustainable firepower for tomorrow. One key piece that must evolve is the middle of the field. Against the Chargers, that area stalled the Broncos' offense. Bo Nix needs a reliable target between the hashes to unlock Sean Payton's playbook. Whether it's Pat Bryant stepping up or Evan Engram returning from injury, the middle of the field could be the key to unleashing the next level of this offense. And here's the bottom line, through every test, every doubt, every narrow loss, this team continues to fight. I believe. And if you've watched closely, you should too. The Denver Broncos are not finished. They are only getting started.